All right. This is a 2019 Nutmeg Curling Club Golden Handle Sunday morning draws. This is the fourth and fifth event finals. We have two games going on. On sheet A, we have Earl Conrad's team versus AJ Hipius. Earl's team is from Plainfield, and AJ Hipius is from Nutmeg. On sheet C, we have John Carelli's team from Nutmeg, Nutmeg Broomstone, so a mixed team. And then we also have, they're playing Mark Longbrake, again on sheet A. So the players are coming out now. Start off in the 6 camera view. You can see the houses and on both ends. So on sheet A, we have Earl Conrad, Mary Cognetta, Mike Yob, and Melissa Yob. And playing against AJ Hipius, Daniel Tapper, Jeff Roberge, and Amy Snyder. And on sheet C, we have John Carelli, Allison Kinney, Brian Tully, and Lauren Richard, playing against Mark Longbrake, Barb Baroni, Bob Baroni, and Patty Bowman. Some would say I read those in reverse order because I started with the skips and went down to the leads because the leads start off. Okay, so very shortly I'll be able to determine who's got hammer and what color they are. The Golden Handle is a round-robin tournament. Teams were split into 3 groups of 4. And based on the record in the round-robin play, we're then seeded into semifinals and finals. There'll be 3 more finals at noon. Like we'll be underway right on time, 9 a.m. start. By the way, this is Craig Steffen, Nutmeg Curling Club. Is Rick Sheridan going to join me for some color commentary? Oh, I could deputize you. What night does Longbrake play? Well, he's listed as a Nutmeg team. Okay, because I was like, okay, we're underway. The first stone is on its way down to the house on sheet C. And, of course, going to try to put up a center guard. It looks like they throw a beauty, actually. Sliding into the toward the center line and about 2 foot out. Oh, less than that. 1 stone out in front of the house. That is a wonderful way to start a curling match. Perfect center line guard. All right, so here comes Carelli's lead. This is Lauren Richard. Carelli is yellow stones. And Longbrake is the red. All right, they're underway on sheet A. The first stone's on its way. Again, looking like a fairly decent shot. The curl looks like it might just crawl into the house. Oh, I don't know. That may have been another perfect center line guard. Great start. That was AJ Hipius' red. And Earl Conrad is yellow. Oh yeah, yep. Trying to get the monitors on inside the warm room, and then you have to turn them on with the app. Okay. Okay. The long break came up a little bit short on the second one. He's going for a guard, but it must be a little slower on the left side. It ended up hogging, didn't make it past the hog line. Carelli's second shot is coming. Their first shot actually slid through. Trying to put up the corner guard, set up places to hide their stones while leaving the middle open. They're sweeping really hard. They're going to get the guard, but it's going to be a high guard, but it will be a corner guard. Oh, actually, I don't know if they're going to make it. Yes, I believe they did. Over on sheet B, we now have two centerline guards. Up a little tap. Oh, one of them is in a little bit, but doing a good job of guard to center. Bob Roney is playing second for Mark Longbrake. Stone is on the way. And he's trying to draw in underneath his guard. It's looking pretty good. Up and there it goes. Yeah. Bob Roney lays down a beautiful draw, almost to the button and half buried, fighting the top four. Okay, so Carelli's going to answer by just cleaning out the stones. Going to go for the double, I believe. Try to hit the guard just, well, on the nose will do it. Over on sheet A, Earl Conrad has a stone in the 4 foot, fighting the 4 foot, slightly buried. AJ Hipius is going for the run back on his red front guards. This one that's a biter, but he looks like he's going to come up a little short and just leave another guard. Yeah, he left a high guard. Okay. So now back over on sheet C. Bob Roney throwing his second stone, and he's going to try to sneak another one in around that yellow guard. Be counting two. Sweepers are on it hard early. Okay, here it comes. It's going to get past the guard. It just ticks the guard, hangs out front. So now we got two center guards, one red and one yellow there. Okay, on sheet A, got a draw coming in on the left side. It's a beauty. It's a little hot, but it's going to tap their own stone. Be counting two, but it actually helped bury the other one a little bit more. Earl Conrad in pretty good shape, but he's got counting two, but the second one in the middle of the 8 foot is exposed, and AJ Hippius is going to try to take it out. So this is Jeff Roberge's second shot, I believe. Sweepers are trotting along with it. They think it's got plenty of weight. Line must be good. Yeah, I've got it. Oh, no. It actually went right through. It just tickled the yellow and moved it over out into the 12 foot and it slid out the back. So Mark, long break shot. Yellow peeled their own guard out, and Now, Longbrake is trying to put a guard up himself, but he's actually going to go into the house, get a little tap. The tap is okay if it doesn't go too far. And it's a nice tap. So they're counting 2, but they are exposed. It didn't come across enough to guard him, so John Carelli calls for the takeout. If he gets a hit and roll behind the 2 red stones, he could be pretty buried in a good position. He's got to get the hit first, though. Sometimes you get ahead of yourself and think so much about the roll that you forget to just make sure you get the hit. Curling too much, it's going to chip one of the guards, I believe. Oh, no, they got it. No, it actually, I can't tell if it bumped off the guard or not, but it was a little bit light, and it just moved the redstone a couple feet. So Mark calls for the guard. Got 2 in the house and 1 tight guard. He wants another guard to protect his counters. Over on sheet A, looks like Earl's team is going to try to take out the redstone out and biting the 8-foot. It's got plenty of weight. Well, no, actually they're sweeping hard, so they must think it actually slowed down and dove a little bit, so it's actually turning into a draw. But AJ may be able to sweep this out the back, and he does. So it's a little narrow on the release. So AJ's got 1 rather buried yellow stone that he's trying to figure out some way to get to it. He does have a run back on his redstone. Looks like he's going to go ahead and clear out one of the guards. John Carelli's vice, Allison Keeney, got her stone coming down. She's trying to draw down to the back red one. She's actually going to hit the guard, I think. Yeah, it's going to nip the guard. Need to spread these 2 apart to leave it open for her next shot if they don't guard it up. All right, so Team Longbrake. Again, it's Mark Longbrake, Bob Brony, and Patty Bowman. Getting ready to put another redstone in play. And they're sitting pretty good right now, sitting 2. 1 in the back 4, 1 in the middle of the 8. They just need to guard this. They can even have a high guard. They just want to block the draw down to their back reds. This is a shot where the line is more important than the depth of the stone. It could be out near the hog, which we call a 1, or halfway to the house, a 2, or right in front of the house, a 3. Any of those will work as long as it's on the line. Over on sheet A, you got a draw coming in. And it looks like they're coming up a little bit short. So AJ is still dealing with that pesky yellow stone that's sitting in the far 4-foot on sheet A. Okay, so see if we can put the guard up on sheet C to protect their 2. So this is Longbrake's first shot, and it's got to curl quite a bit. It's going to be interesting. They may just go ahead and pull this in because he was a bit wide, and it's going to come in and end up just biting the 8-foot. It's not a bad shot because it's high enough that if the opposing team hits it on the nose, they won't be counting. Red will still be counting too. So that actually is a nice shot. And curl just enough to protect the back red ones. So Carelli in a little bit of a pickle early here, but he does have the hammer, so he can clear this out, go for the peel, shoot the red stone off to the right, and maybe take out another one. And his main thing is to leave the draw open for one at best. Make sure he's got that shot for his point. Hard to build a 2 out of this with 3 red stones in the house. All right, over on sheet A, a lot of thinking going on. Earl Conrad has made his decision. He's counting one right now without the hammer, so he's just trying to protect that one. Okay, here comes the sheet C shot. He's going to run the red back. He's going to jam on one of them, I think. No, actually, I think he just missed. It wasn't a bad shot because it opens it up, forces them to throw the guard to protect their 2. If they don't put the guard up, then John will have a shot to get his 1. Obviously, Mark Longbrake would love to jump out and put a 3 spot on him. He's in good shape right now. He just needs to put the guard up, or at least 2. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played with him. Yeah, I don't play on Fridays. So. All right, so Longbrake's second shot without hammers on its way. Sweepers are on it early. It's quite wide, though. They need to let it curl. Yeah, here it comes. Yeah, they're sweeping just to make sure they get it across the hog line. It's going to be close, but they've got it. And a little more curl. That's a decent shot. Yep, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter that it's a little bit high. Just needs to block the line. So John Carelli has a tough shot here to sneak one in. He's looking for a possible run back. Yeah, he's trying to find a way to sneak one in there. He's got to basically bite the button. Yeah, so mainly what I would guess he's trying to do is force them to 1 here. Keep the steal to only 1. Said that the wrong way. Reduce the damage. Over on sheet A. All right, here's AJ Hipius's hammer shot on sheet A. And again, he's just trying to get one in there. Right now, he's counting 2, so not sure what he's trying to do. It's a tough shot to get anything out of this, but yeah, there's no obvious run back. He's just trying to curl in and chip the yellow out. It's a tough shot because it's hard to get enough curl and weight. Yeah, and he just missed a little bit left. So yellow goes up 1-0 after the first in on sheet A. So that's Earl Conrad. All right, here's John Carelli. Looks like John is going to try to cut him down to 1 by chipping out one of the red ones. This is a tough shot. I'm looking at it. Yeah, actually, he's probably just going to try to draw down to the one that's in the 4-foot, and that'll cut him down to 1. It's a tough shot, especially in the first in. Still figuring out the ice. The ice tends to be slow in the first couple ins, and it speeds up fairly rapidly as more stones are thrown and breaks down the pebble just a little bit. All right, Carelli's shot is on the way. Oh, and over on sheet A, actually, I had it wrong that Conrad actually had the hammer, and he's throwing for 2. And he's a little wide and a little bit toasty, so I think he's just going to end up with 1. Just threw it out the back. And Carelli's shot comes up short. So red takes 2 on sheet C. So Mark Longbrake jumps out to a 2-0 lead on sheet C. And Earl Conrad is up 1-0 after our first ins. We'll go ahead and switch to the warm room view. I'll wave at everybody from the broadcast booth. So Mark Longbrake's first shot, looking for a centerline guard's on its way. It's sweeping pretty hard, but here it comes. It's going to be it's actually going to slide in. Going to be in the top 8. I didn't actually see the call. Oh, it's actually close. The screens are reversed for the way it's set up on our cameras. And I was actually looking at sheet A when I said top 8. So AJ calls to take out that stone in the top 8. Takeout is on its way. Sweepers are on it, but I believe they've got it. Just enough. Gonna lose their shooter maybe. Nope, they get a biter out of it. All right, on sheet C, had a takeout on its way, but they were a little narrow and flashed. The long break shot is on its way. He called for another guard. Looks like it's a little, it looks pretty good actually. Over on sheet A, trying to come down and bump out the red out in the wings. The sweepers are pounding it though. It's going to come up a little bit short. I will admit I didn't see the call. He may have actually called for the guard, but it's a pretty high one. So AJ answers with a call to split the house, put a stone on each side of the house, which is a good way of getting a real good chance of getting 2. Carelli's shot on sheet C is on its way, going for the draw. The line is beautiful, but it looks to be just a tiny bit toasty. See how far it goes. Well, let's actually dig it in. And here comes the opposing skip, and he's just going to let it die and use it. Past the center line, he can sweep, but he didn't want to because it would just bury it. By leaving it a little more exposed, he's got a better chance of bumping it back or taking it out. And he's got Bob Maroney in the hack, so he's definitely got a good chance of moving this stone back. He's calling for the freeze. Sets up with about 2 foot of broom. Stone's on its way. Looks like it's got enough. It needs to curl. The sweepers think it's light. Oh, now they're off. Okay, it's going to come down. Yeah, it needs to curl quite a bit. I think they made at best tickle it. That's just actually not good because it's going to bury it more. No, they got enough to move it over and out. Yeah, okay, it's in the back 12. So it looks like Carelli is counting 1 in the back. That's close. It's hard to say. Look at the overhead. Yeah, it does. It looks like yellow. Carelli calls to just get the draw in underneath those guards. Brian Tully's shot is on its way. It looks like it's going to be a little too hot, though. Yeah, this is going to go right through the house. He just overcooked it a little bit. So Longbrake says, I don't like this counter in the back. Let's get rid of it. Looks like they can see 2/3 of it. We're going to go for the takeout. It is partially guarded, so you got to make sure you don't go narrow. Happen to be sitting right behind him, and it looks pretty good. It's a question of how much will it curl. Oh, it's curling a lot. They're going to hit the guard. Yeah, they're going to hit the guard and just send it out. Oh, it may jam on the other one, though. It did. Well, open it up a little bit, scatter them around, and we still have one red and one yellow in the back 12. Not clear at all who's counting now. It's very close. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell with the overhead cameras. They can lie because of a little parallax. It's close. Yeah, so Carelli calls to get rid of the red. That would take out the question of who's closest. Just remove it. AJ Hipius over on sheet A is calling for the draw in underneath the guards. He's got 2 red guards to the right of the center line and 1 high yellow guard that he can use. And here comes the takeout on sheet C, and it looks like they're going to get the nose and stick. That's a nice shot. Here comes AJ's shot. And he's past the guard. Actually, he was going the other way. He's trying to bring it right to the button, and he's going to do a good job. I don't know if it's buried, though, but it's just behind the bend of back 8. I think it's exposed. I'm sitting all the way over on sheet C, so it's hard to see the lines, but Earl Conrad is checking it out and looking to see if he can get to it. He calls for the draw down to it. Oh, giving it very little broom, so maybe he is going for the takeout. And we got another takeout on. Oh, actually, the call. Well, I think the call was the draw, and he just overthrew it over here on sheet C. So Carelli starting to build up an interesting house. The 2 stones he's got though are behind the tee line. So good morning. We have some.
Daddy's right there.
Right here.
Yeah, he's the one over there, right in front of you.
Oh, we got 2 little ones here come to watch their dad play. What's your name? Adam?
Yeah.
Bria?
No, Leah.
Leah. All right. Gonna take out on sheet C, but it's gonna just. Oh, actually, I don't know what happened. I think they just overthrew that. Yeah, that was supposed to be a draw, and it was a little toasty. Fortunately, it only took out it just kind of flashed and tickled their own yellow. So Mark Longbrake calls for the takeout on that yellow. All right, over on sheet C, they're struggling really hard to keep it from crashing into the guard, and that's what's going to happen now. It's a little too much curl. Sheet A going for the takeout, and the sweepers are pounding it. It must be a little bit narrow. They are just sweeping like maniacs. They got the jitterbug sweeper going, and here it comes. It looks like they got it. They got 1 for sure. They didn't get the double, but they are counting and buried, so that was a nice shot.
They got it in the lip.
Yeah, they did.
But it landed in the white.
But it leaves the so AJ's going to come down and bump that yellow out, so he's counting and buried. Over on sheet C, we got a draw coming in. He may actually. It looks like they called for the guard, which is fine, and it's a little light, so they're sweeping it. And John Carelli comes out to help him. We got 3 sweepers pounding away on the stone, just trying to bring it into good guard position. And they got it. Nice high guard, but it helps protect their back one. They would have liked that a little bit closer. But it is doing some guard work. Over on sheet A, Jeff Roberge is pounding away on a stone, leaning way over into it. And looks like it's going to get right in there. Oh, this is a beauty of a shot. Little bump on the yellow. All right, well, just missed it, but he is counting. And he's got backing. That was a good shot. There is a double there, though. But he looks like instead of going for the double, they're just going to go to sit on it. Come down and sit right on top of that other stone. No problem. All right, so Mark Longbrake's call appears to be to take out John Carelli's yellow stone on the right side of the house. He's a little narrow. They got to sweep hard. They're on it. And it picked. Unfortunately, sometimes there's a little bit of junker on the ice, a little piece of somebody's shoe or something, and it kind of went sideways, and that's unfortunate because it was a good-looking shot, but it picked up something on the ice and they lost it. That's why the curlers will often tip their stone up and carefully clean the bottom of it before they throw. And sweepers are often on the lookout for junk out in front of the stone, and they'll even try to sweep it away if they see something. Often it's little bits of grippers, and grippers are the little attachments to the bottom of the shoes that allow you to walk on the ice without slipping too much. All right, so John Carelli is throwing his first stone with hammer, and he's already counting 2. I'm guessing he's looking to put this in the 12-foot to help guard his back one, but he would also like to have it counting. Doesn't want it too deep. He doesn't want to give him a hit and roll. So here's A.J. Hipius with his first shot. Down 1, counting 1. So he's probably he's either going to freeze on his redstone or just put a guard in the 12-foot up in front of it. Yeah, if AJ can get this guard, that'll be good. If Carelli can get the guard, it'll be good for him. So Carelli shot us on the way. It looks a little bit toasty to me. Yeah, they're sweeping hard because they don't want to hit the guard, and it's really curling. They're going to hit the guard, and they may knock the guard in. Will it be counting? No, it's not counting. So he actually got away with it. He actually got a guard out of it, and he's still counting 2. But he did open it up. He opened up the draw to the button. Longbrake doesn't take long to decide to take advantage of that. An early big shot here. If he can bury this one, he's got a good chance of stealing one. All right, so AJ got a decent shot in the top 8. Makes it quite hard to get rid of his counter. They could run the red back into the red and try to split it out, but they might lose their yellow as the red and yellow are close to each other near the 4-foot. Okay, so Longbrake on sheet C is going to try to throw the draw right through the port on the right side. The critical thing here is to be counting and buried underneath his own red guard on the center line. Barbaroni's got the broom. Stone is on its way. They've been curling quite a bit on this line. Well, he looks like he's a little toasty, though. He may actually hit Carelli's guard. Well, here it comes. It's turning, but it's going to hit the guard and maybe still slide in. Now it just wiggled to go. Oh, and Carelli is counting two and has an open draw for three. So that turned out to be in John's favor. So John only has to get full 12 foot to get three. Interesting to see this much curl away from the wall on sheet C. It's nice to see it. We sometimes have a fall off on sheet C, but definitely not today. The ice changes as the game progresses, and it changes draw to draw. It's a lot of work goes into preparing the ice. It's not you don't just simply scrape it and play on it. You have to we put down what's called a pebble. You put little drops of ice all across the ice that the stones actually slide on top of. And we actually put down the pebble and we make little mounds, and then we slice the top of them off. So we're actually playing a game on mesas. Okay, over on sheet A, got a nice shot that almost gets there and bumps the red. It makes it very difficult for AJ to get anything other than one. He's going to have to tap his red up to get two. It's there. It's wide open. Okay, John Carelli's shot for three is on its way, but it's kind of come in a little hot. And Barbroni is going to maybe sweep it out the back. She's got to really pound on it. It's going to be close. I don't know. I think that Carelli got it. They're looking at it, taking a little time. It's possible this could go down to a measure here. They're going back and forth. And they're still talking about it. And they're going back again. Yep. So they could be pulling out the device to measure this to the micrometer, but now it looks like they may have decided they're thinking about kicking rocks. Yep, they're kicking them. So they made their decision without using the tool. I don't know what the decision was. My guess is 3 yellow, but we'll wait and see what they put up. Okay, we'll stay for AJ's hammer shot on A here. And he's going to try to tap his redstone up and get two. Okay, so both teams who went down in the first end looks like they certainly responded on C, got 2 or 3. And AJ has already got 1 and has a gentle tap up for 2. All right, here comes AJ's shot. He's just now coming out of the hack. Stone's on its way. The sweepers seem like they're pretty calm. From way over here, it looks fast. He's got to be careful because if he could actually double himself out. Yeah, he's going to make contact. And, nice little bump off the yellow, and he gets 2. Nice shot, AJ. So 2 red over there. So AJ goes up 2-1, and Carelli is up 3-2. Oh, I take that back. It's 2-2, so it was only 2 yellow. So that's interesting they didn't measure. All right, so Carelli put 1 in, and they immediately answer and take it out. Let's switch to the other view. Start watching down there. All right. So Carelli calls to come down and sit on that redstone. He wants to sit just on the inside of it. The perfect spot would be on the inside of the redstone, so you're counting, but you're up against the redstone, so you're hard to get rid of. The line looks good, but they're going to have to sweep some because this tends to dig in as it goes out in the wings. All right, they're back off of it. They think they've got enough weight. Oh yeah, a nice looking shot. Just a little tiny bit too much because it's going to leave it exposed so you could bop the yellow out. Alright, so Patty Bowman's shot is on its way for Longbrake. And he's also called to come to draw it down to the yellow one. Wouldn't mind it if it bumped the yellow out, but they'd love to be sitting on it. Got to curl a bunch, but this line does curl, and there it goes, and they're sweeping it now. Another decent-looking shot. If it gets all the way down to it, it'd be perfect. Yeah, it just came up short, but that's okay. Took a little twist at the end, so it's not counting. But it's in a good position. So John Carelli calls to split the house. Little interesting call early on. He does not have the hammer. The normal play would be to put up center line guards and either at the top of the house or in the, just barely in. But he calls to split it, challenge the other team to deal with two counters, but he ups a little bit fast. It's going to probably go out the back. And John actually is going to sweep it out the back. He doesn't want to leave a stone in the back of the house for them to use. So decides to dispose of that one. Over on sheet A, we got two red guards out front. Earl Conrad is going to try to go ahead and use the opposing team's guards and bury one in behind them. Meanwhile, on sheet C, Bob Roney, the second, is throwing to, looks like he's going to try to come down and hide behind his own redstone and sit on the back yellow. They're sweeping hard. They need to make sure they get around the front red one. Looking pretty good, but maybe a little hot. They got a bump, would actually help them, but Carelli is going to sweep it to the back 12. So red is counting 2, 3, 4. But John Carelli has the yellow stone biting the 8-foot on the right side. That's pretty hard to get at, but you can run the red back into it. So still right. So he's still going, I believe, to split the house. Jeff Rober's shot is on its way on sheet A. And he's just going to try to put another one in or a corner guard. Looks like the call is for the corner guard on his front guard. So he wants to sit on the front one, but off on one side of the other. But he's going to get a regular guard, a 2 or 3 guard. And that's a good shot. I did not see the call, so it's possible that's actually what they called. Okay, Longbrake calling for a takeout on Carelli's second Yellowstone, which was placed nicely, exactly where John wanted it. And he's basically challenging him to make this takeout. Oh, it looks like it may be narrow. So the challenge may have worked because it's breaking a lot on this. It's a downweight takeout, but it's a lot of curl out there right now. That's one of the great challenges of this game because the amount of curl does change, and usually whichever skip figures out the ice first is the best chance of winning. So Carelli is sitting 2, and he's calling for the guard on the left one. The other one on the other side is already guarded. So he wants a tight guard within a foot or so of the house, but in line with his Yellowstone. That's what the call was for. Stone's on its way. Sweepers think it's light, so they're pounding it early. Got to curl some to make it into the right guard position. And it looks like it's not going to curl enough. So now they may just decide to bring this in. No, they're going to leave it up as a high center guard. Okay, over on sheet A, AJ Hipius' stone is coming in. And it looks like he's going to bump his other one. Is going to leave 2 guards out front, which is okay. Guarding the center line. Came off a little bit, though. Barbaroni's throwing a clear takeout. A little bit wide. It's going to come back enough. The curl we've been seeing, she should get this stone. She may lose her shooter, though. Doink. Oh, just tickles it. And they sweep it out. All right, so Carelli's going to use his guard he just put up in the last shot. Like, not what he wanted, but he'll take it, and now he can hide behind it. Shot's on its way. Looks like it's got plenty of weight. Sweepers are just walking along next to it. They think it's a little hot. Going to have to go back and sit on the back red, if anything. So the ice is already starting to come up to speed. And there it goes. It's diving in. So looks like they're going to get the tap on the back red. Oh, it missed. It missed. Ah. So it was just a little wide and a little bit toasty. All right, over on sheet A, AJ Hipius has got his broom down, and he's calling for. He's going to try to come down and sit on that back left yellow. So it actually looks like he's going to try to take that back left yellow out with that much weight. They're going to have to sweep hard to stay off the front yellow guard. And actually, I misjudged the weight. It's actually down weight. It's hard to judge the weight from a 45-degree angle, 30 foot away. So he came up light. So Mark Longbrake shot drifted a little bit deep and leaves Carelli still counting 1. And John is going to draw in to be sitting 2 with his first skip stone without the hammer. Earl Conrad's draw is on its way. He's got to get around the front guard. Oh, they came up early, so they think it was on the guard, so they're just going to let it bump into it. Sometimes it's not a bad idea to just abandon a shot and let it stay high, especially if it'll curl out of the way and leave the draw into the button open or into the center of the house. Carelli's draw is on its way. The line looks good. Now it's all about the weight, but I think he came up a little bit light. They're sweeping it really hard. Yeah, and since it's light, it's really starting to snap now. But no, they're going to try. They're going to get it. Oh, no, it just nibbled the guard. Not a terrible result. He made the draw into the 4 foot harder, so, and he's still sitting 1. And of course, he would have liked to have gone around the guard and bury it. Oh, is he looking at the run back on the red? It's there. You can see all of it. It's funny. It actually looks better from here than on the camera. Yeah, he does. So Mark Longbrake is going to switch the strategy here. Instead of just trying to throw the draw, he's going to try to hit his own stone into John Carelli's. He's going to run the red into the yellow. The shot is definitely there. He's got to hit it right on the nose, run his stone straight back. And if he pulls this off, he could be counting 3. And Mark's 2 biggest fans are ready for this shot. They're getting ready to cheer Daddy on. All right, the shot is on its way. This is his first shot with the hammer. Looks like he may be a little wide. So he's going to hit the red on the back. You know, it curled some. He's going to peel his own out. Yeah, he's just a tiny bit wide, and it hit with too much angle. Now, what he did do is open it up, though. He can see that yellow clearly. So Carelli's likely going to guard that yellow that's counting. The other shot for Carelli is simply to draw one in and take his, and steal the one by, and that's a good shot too. That's his call. He's just going to draw the 4 foot behind his own guard. If he ends up short, he gets the guard. He throws the shot he called. He's counting 2 and hard to get rid of. So when he came down to this end of the house, where he's throwing from the hacks, he pointed in the 12 foot. So it looks like he's kind of going for the guard, the counting guard. So he's counting 2, but it's helping guard his stone. Over on sheet A, we got a busy house, 5 stones in, but they're all kind of scattered around in the 8 and 12 foot. Red is clearly counting 1 and may be counting 2. All right, Carelli's shot's on its way, and it's looking pretty good. Just needs to dive a little bit to, yeah, it's going to be a little bit toasty, though. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, he kind of left it open for them to slide in and get the 1. Yeah, now they just need to do a draw out down to Carelli's 2 stones. They got opportunities, they got backing, so they can just draw right into that pocket. Earl Conrad's shot is on its way. First shot with the hammer. And he's drawing in, and he's got a beauty going here. They're going to sweep this right to the 4 foot or better. They need to, careful, don't oversweep it. No, that was just gorgeous. Nicely hidden underneath the guard, counting. That was a great shot. All right, here comes Mark Longbrake. He's got an open draw to the 4 foot with backing. So should be able to pull this off, but nothing is certain in curling. And he is staring at 2. So Carelli's counting 2 right now. And Mark's stone is on its way. He's a little wide. He just needs to curl some. Looks like it's got plenty of weight. The sweepers are letting it curl. Yeah, this looks good. He's going to go down and just sit. He's going to just bump the yellow, and he gets his 1. Nice shot. Nice shot. So Longbrake goes up 3-2. Yeah, and he gets a cheer, and he gets the big cheer from the little people. Yay! Oh, and he gets a high five through the glass from the little ones. And over on sheet A, the beautiful draw there by Earl Conrad is definitely challenging AJ, and this is the hammer actually. No, that can't be. No, it's because he just scored. So this is AJ's last shot without the hammer, and he's going to try to come down and bump that yellow out. Looks like he's got the weight. It's all about line now. He's got to come over and get to that yellow. It looks like he may be a little wide. Here it comes. That's a good-looking shot, too. Oh, it's going to be just a little bit too much. They shouldn't should come off of that. Yeah, slid a little bit deep. So that gives Earl Conrad a open draw for 2. He's got to get all the way. He's got to basically bite the 4 foot. There's 1 red stone in the middle of the 8. We'll go ahead and stay with this last hammer shot on A. Then we'll switch. Meanwhile, on sheet C, the first centerline guard just slipped into the house, and John Carelli's calling to take it out. His takeout shot is on the way. It's a little bit narrow. Only needs contact. It's going to be close, actually, because it's slowing down. Boom. And he gets it. And he will likely sweep that out. No, it's going to end up in the 12-foot. So he got it off the center line, but didn't get rid of it. All right, here comes Earl Conrad for his hammer shot. Again, he's got an open draw for 2, but he's got to get all the way to the 4-foot. All right, so Earl's draw in for 2 is on its way. And sweepers are on it about halfway down the sheet. I think it needs a little bit. They're sweeping pretty hard. And it's going to make contact with their stone. There's a player in the way, so I can't see. Ooh, I don't know. Certainly 1. Question is whether it's 2. We'll probably have to wait and see what they put up on the board. All right, let's switch back to the warm room view. They're still looking at it over an A. They may end up doing a measurement. Got to draw down to the stone in the back 12-foot here on sheet C. Going to come up a little bit short, but it is counting and in front of it, so that's a good shot. So Mark calls for the draw in underneath the front guard. They're pushing stones on A, but it looks like they're pulling out the measurement tool. So we don't know yet whether yellow got 1 or 2. They certainly got 1. Question is whether they got 2. So if you look on the quickly, I'm going to wait till this draw comes in on sheet C. And it's a nice draw, but I don't know if it's going to curl enough to bury. Now there it goes. It's going to be half buried. That's a nice shot. So we'll take a quick look at the other sheets, and you'll see they're actually out there with a measuring tool, trying to decide which of those 2 stones is closest. And oh, they didn't. They pushed the yellow one in, so it looks like it was 2 yellow. We'll be able to tell by the scoreboard soon enough. John Carelli's calling to clear out the front guard just to open it up. He's got the hammer, so he wants the middle of the sheet to be clean. This is going to have to come across to get the peeled. You know, oops, they didn't change in time. Oh, they may get the double, but nope. Just hit it right on the nose. It whizzed right by. It's better to have your Yellowstone out there than the other guy's stone. But Mark will counter with either with a guard or the tap. Actually calling for the, now he called for the tap. A freeze would also be good, although if you angle freeze, you leave the possibility of a double. Freeze we need to be on the nose to really work. And is a little bit wide and a little bit toasty. I think this might be a flash. Yeah, there it comes. Hoping for the tick. Nope. And John Carelli is going to sweep that right out the back. So he'll now go after either do the run back on his own stone or just try to chip the red out. It looks like he's calling for the chip. They need to just miss their guard and then bump the red out and leave their yellow stone counting. That's plan A. If he ends up just nudging his own guard, that's okay also, but he's definitely going for the takeout. It's a little wide. Oh, this is going to come back. He's going to lose the shooter for sure, and he may not even get contact. Yeah, looks like it's drifting a little bit on that line. And if you throw up weight, it doesn't come back. Yeah. So John or Mark Longbrake gets another shot at his tap. That is it. That is the call, the freeze or the tap. He showed both. This one is definitely lighter. In fact, it may be, well, they're sweeping it. It's moving. It's starting to curl, though. It's going to be close to the guard. Now, I think they've got it. They do. And here it comes. Bring it right down to it. That's a beautiful shot. Now, John Carelli may have to drive his own stone back into the red. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to go for the run back double. Run his stone into the two red stones and split them out. I think this one should have a little force on it. Going to be moving over 100 pounds of granite. Stones weigh about 42 pounds each, so 120 plus. And now it's going to get. They're sweeping them maybe to get by and just hit the red. But, they made it. They're going to chip the front red out. Yeah. That was a plan B, but it did some good. Got lots of stones left. Over on sheet B, they just nibbled the red and lined them up on the side of the sheet in 12 foot and the 8 foot. Earl Conrad is looking at two red stones in the house he's got to deal with. He does not have a hammer, so he's going to likely put up a guard here or freezing it. Though it's definitely going to be a guard from the weight. Okay, so Longbrake's shot ends up being a little bit light, chips the front guard, but does end up guarding his stone on the 4 foot fairly nicely, leaving John with an angle run back on his stone. I take that back. He's going to just take the red stone out. That's a good play. He can hit it and move his out of the way and have an open shot at the counting red stone in the house. Got to sweep hard. It's starting to curl hard. They just want to hit the edge of this stone and slide over. So, well, they came across. Okay, they got a little bit. Oh, they need a little bit more, slide on that one. It curled more than they thought it would. Okay, AJ Hipius trying to set up a big in down here. He's got a third stone coming in. He's going to split the house. Looks like they've done it very nicely. Yeah, nice shot. AJ counting three with a nicely split house with the hammer. So AJ in the driver's seat right now, but see if Mark or if Earl Conrad could figure out how to recover. Mark Longbrake calling for the. I did not see the call, but with the broom, they're certainly drawing, but they may be guarding. Without the hammer, the guard is a good idea. Take your one there and just protect it. Judging from the broom, I definitely think they're going for the guard. right, so the stone is on its way on sheet C. Line looks good. It's a little bit light, but they don't care if they want the guard. They're sweeping hard. Bob came across for a little counter sweeping. Yep, and they should just leave it right there. It's doing good guard duty up there. It's a little high, but the line is better. Here comes A.J. Hipius's fourth shot. He's trying to put another one in the house right on the center line. Looks like he's a little toasty. He's going to drift into the house a ways. Hopefully stops in front of the tee line, which it did. In the top 8, that's a decent shot. Only problem with that shot is they could hit it and stick and possibly be counting. It came about 2 stones deeper in than he wanted it. People who first walk in and see the game tend to think that a shot to the button is always the best shot. That may be true on the last shot many times, but very often a shot to the button is not necessarily good if it's exposed. You want them in front of the button and buried underneath other guards. Okay, so Carelli's having a bit of a discussion here, trying to figure out what to do with that red stone biting the forefoot and well guarded. Looks like he's going to simply try to draw in. Now he's contemplating hit and rolls off his own stone. Nope, he's going back to the draw. He's just going to draw the button. And I just said drawing the button sometimes isn't a good idea. Well, right here, it is. He's got guards to hide behind. He just needs full forefoot. Now he's down 1, so he, you always want to, with the hammer, you always want to get 2. The other team is forcing 1 or going for the steal. That's the basic strategy. So Carelli's going to have a hard time getting his 2, but he certainly doesn't want to. What he wants to do is make sure he does nothing worse than giving up 1. But of course he'd like to get the 1 and tie the game up. So his shot is on its way. And there's a takeout on sheet A on its way, and they're sweeping it really hard. Looks like they're going to get the Yellowstone. They do. And AJ's going to be counting 4. In a good situation there for AJ. Okay, here comes John's shot, and he was a little bit narrow, and he hit his own guard. The good news is he did open it up. They're going to force Longbrake to put a counter guard up to block the draw to the button. Doesn't take him long to figure that out. Another shot where the line is more important than you don't want it. You actually don't want it to be too deep. You don't want to give John any hit and rolls. So you want this right in front of the house, a couple stones off the center line. Okay, here comes the draw on sheet A, and it's coming in nicely. This is going to be the counting stone, I think, when it gets done moving, but it is going to be exposed. So AJ's vice is up. Their second shot. AJ immediately calls for the takeout. He wants board weight. Oh, looky here. We have 2 small children and a puppy dog in the warm room now. Yes, along with assorted others. Oh, and Looping Chewy is making his presence known. Okay, so the guard on sheet C is on its way, and it's going to be a beauty. It's going to do exactly what they want, which is guard the approach to that to the stone biting the forefoot. So John Carelli's really now just looking at making sure they don't get any more than 1. And actually, there's looking at it. Oh, actually, they're counting. Yeah, red's got 1, and then yellow's number 2. So he might as well just try to draw the button. It's going to be tough to get it to curl that much, but it's still there. All he has to do is get full forefoot. This is the hammer, so. Touchy shot because he's got to get around the guard and all the way back into the 4-foot. With the curl I've been seeing, it is possible. All right, over on sheet A, AJ actually missed the takeout on the yellow one, so he's got 4 stones counting, but not counting number 1. So looks like Earl Conrad has figured out a way to frustrate AJ's efforts, but AJ still has a stone left. May have 2 stones left, actually. All right, so they're trying to. Actually, looks like they're going to bump the yellow one, and they're still going to be counting 2. Maybe 2. Certainly 1 yellow, maybe 2. But AJ's just going to clobber this. If he hits that front one on the outside, away from the center line, he could possibly get both of them out, but it's tough. Actually, I take that. Yeah, I don't know. Trying to figure out how he can get a double out of it, but over on sheet C, Carelli trying to draw in, and he's going to come up a little short, and Red's going to take 1. So yeah, so Mark Longbrake goes up 4-2 after 4 ends on sheet C. AJ puts the broom down on sheet A. AJ's vice puts the broom down, and clearly going for the takeout. And I'm not sure about the angles. I think if he comes across the face, which given how close the broom is to the stone, that's the call, then he might be able to double these out. He's got to be careful because he could end up shooting the yellow right in behind the guards on the other side and not be counting. And over on sheet C, they're starting up going the other way. I'm going to stay with AJ's shot. So here comes AJ's takeout. The sweepers are on it really hard, so they think it's got troubles. Oh, and it hit the front. Oh, we could have a little craziness here. Oh, yeah, he hit the high guard and ran it into the 2 and got rid of 1 of them, but yellow is counting 2 right now. Okay, let's switch over and watch the shot on sheet C.
This puck goes back to 1960, but it was originally Darien.
Mark Longbrake's lead, throwing a corner guard, and it looks like a pretty decent one. It might slide in the house now. The ice is starting to speed up for sure. They're gliding a little bit more. Yeah, it slides all the way to the tee line, actually. Oh, I take that back. Sorry about that. That wasn't Longbrake. That was John Carelli's shot. And Longbrake immediately says, I don't like this Yellowstone. Let's get rid of it. Okay, we're going to switch back over to sheet A. Earl Conrad's last shot without the hammer. And he's just trying to make life miserable for AJ. A pretty good illustration of how a really good situation can kind of go south in a hurry if you miss a couple shots. Yeah, and he's now piled in 3 yellows in there. He's now counting 3. So AJ's got a decision here. I don't think he can get rid of all 3 of them. There's no way. So he's just going to have to draw the full 4-foot for 1. He's looking at his opportunity. He's looking at what he might be able to do. He's taking his time, checking it out, trying to figure out some way if he can get rid of all of them. All right, we'll watch this draw over here on sheet C. Carelli's call is for a draw behind the red guard. It's a little bit light, though. They're going to have to sweep hard. They haven't come into view yet on the overhead camera. Here they come. And if they get past the guard, it's pretty good. Now they need to come up. Up, they're right. What do I know? It's kind of hard to call weight from inside the warm room, although we all try. Okay, Okay, over on sheet A, AJ is still contemplating the situation, trying to figure out if there's a way he can get rid of all. If he could actually get rid of the 3 yellows, and he could lose his red also, he'd be counting a lot. But I don't know any way that actually does that. If the yellow's going to jam on the red, and here comes Bob Broney's shot over on sheet C, and he's just trying to draw in under the red guard and right under the yellow stone in the 8 foot. Probably trying to just bump the yellow stone. He's going to get a little contact. Oh, it went past it, and Carelli's going to sweep it out. Okay, so here's AJ's shot. And it looks like he's going to just try to draw the button. I think that is actually a good call. Just no way to get rid of all those yellows. And don't do it right, you give up a bunch. All right, Carelli's got his second throwing a draw. It's on the way also. We'll take a look at the result after we watch AJ's shot. There's Brian Tully throwing for Carelli. Here comes AJ's shot, and oh boy, it looks it's going to need a bump to not go through. Oh, that's beautiful shot, AJ. Beautiful shot. Gets his 1, staring down 3. He'll take that. And as we're all tied up at 3 on sheet A, let's go see where that draw ended up over on sheet B. And it was a good draw. Came into the 8 foot. Only problem is it does leave a possible double, but they're ignoring it, and they're just going to try to draw around those 2 yellows. Oh, no, they're taking out the back left yellow. They're going to try to hit and roll off the back. The broom could have been a draw, but given the weight he's thrown, it's obviously a takeout. And he's a little wide. I think he's going to get the takeout, but he's going to lose the shooter. Yeah. Okay. There's an exciting game of looping Chewy going on. I don't think I can even try to explain looping Chewy, but it's a derivative of looping Louie, and it entertains small people and tall people for hours sometimes. All right, so John Carelli calling to put another yellow one in the house. Trying to either draw behind his yellows or just bump the front one up. Either one could be a decent shot, and looks like they're going to get... Oh, no, actually, I take that back. He's splitting the house, given the direction the stone's traveling, and he gets it nicely done. Splitting the house actually makes more sense. All right, so I will be on the ice at noon with Jack Miller as our skip. We're playing actually in the A event final, and I noticed that all 4 of us are here, and John and Nada, they're over there, or Jack and Nada, they're over talking strategy for our big game at noon. All right, so Carelli split the house, and they've responded by taking his Yellowstone right out. So he says, all right, I'll just do it again. He's going to split the house again, set one on top of the red one, just on the inside of it. That's the call anyway. Freezes are wonderful calls, but they're very hard shots to execute because the stone has to be in exactly the right spot. So they're touchy shots, but if you pull them off, they can be really useful. They're a little bit wide, so it's just going to end up being a simple split house if they get it in. Now they're sweeping. I had to wait a while for it to start curling. This is going to be... It's okay. They do have a chance at a double here by hitting on either of those front 2 stones really hard on the inside of the stone, closer to the center line. Barbaroni's shot is on its way. And it looks like it's a little, not going to get the double, a little wide. Certainly going to get rid of one of them. Bump. Carelli will answer and remove that red stone. Actually, it's only number 3, so but that is what he's calling for. Because the problem with it is, even though it's not counting, it would be very easy to tap it up and be counting. So he wants to just get rid of that threat. And if he rolls over to the right a little bit, he protects the 2 he's got. Oh, that's got to curl a bit. The question of whether or not it's going to curl enough. This could be a field goal. Oh, yeah, the kick is up and the kick is good. Okay, Jeff Roberge over on sheet A, looking like he's throwing a takeout from the weight he let go. Going to try to take out that yellow on the back. The sweepers are off of it, so the line is okay if it curls enough. Just missed the guard and right on the nose. Beautiful shot. Nice shot, Jeff. Okay, so Mark Longbrake is looking to see how to capitalize on that miss, the flash. He's going to kind of try to curl in and pick out the yellow stones. Over on sheet A, looks like he's going to try to hit the red out. Oh no, I'm not sure what that shot was. I think it went astray. It was a draw, but I think he's wide. He's got to be. He might be counting. No, I don't know. I can't tell. We don't have an overhead camera on sheet A, so. Okay. Mark Longbrook is trying to come in and hit the yellows Carelli behind the guards. So he's doing a light takeout. It's got to get a little curl. We could have back-to-back field goals here, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we have another kick that's up and good right down the middle. Yay! Unfortunately, sometimes that happens. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to laugh it off because you know you missed it. All right, so Carelli does not like those yellows being possibly exposed. They're only partially exposed, but they are exposed. So he's going to put a guard up in front of them. Over on sheet A, AJ has 2 stones in the house, but they're both behind the T line. They are counting. Earl Conrad's draw is on its way. He's looking to draw down to either draw the button or draw down to the back red. But it's a little bit light. They're sweeping really hard. I don't think they're going to make it. Meanwhile, John Carelli's takeout. I said, yeah, okay. So I was thinking he's going to guard, but yeah, he just went back to the takeout and he got it. And he gets a partial guard. Now, what's interesting is he actually did kind of line them up, and a real bomb right on that front stone could actually get all 3 of them. It depends on the displacement of the second one and its angle, and it's hard to tell from here. But if you hit the front one right on the nose, straight back with a lot of force, you might be able to get all 3 of those. However, Mark Longbrake is saying, nope, I'm not taking that bait. And he's just calling for the draw. He's going to use those 3 stones as guards and go hide underneath them. Oh, we have switched from looping Chewy to Jenga. We now have a Jenga game going. All right, here is Mark Longbrake's draw underneath all three of those yellow stones.
Oh, really?
This is a little dicey because if he misses this, Carelli's got the chance of a really big in. So it's an interesting call. He could have just gone to get rid of as many yellows as possible and minimize the damage. So yeah, okay. He's going to be a little exposed. He's going to leave Carelli a shot for 4. It's partially, it looks like it may just be partially guarded, but it's at least 2/3 of the stone is visible. So John Carelli is currently salivating, thinking about 4 points, but he's got to be careful. It's, a little bit wide, and he can just end up. Now, he actually doesn't care. In other words, he could be a little wide and lose a stone and take the 3. But he'd love to hit it on the nose and take 4. He's got to make sure he gets contact. Actually, the broom, he's just throwing a heavy draw. He's just going to try to bump it back.
The red's counting.
Oh, you're right. If he hits it, it's only 3. Yeah, I forgot about that red on the way out there in the 12-foot.
Close, but yeah, it's definitely.
So that's so he's got to make contact on this red stone. He's clearly not throwing the takeout. He's throwing a heavy draw. He wants to just bump the red back into the 12-footer out. He's not trying to okay, he tightened the broom up a little bit. That's a good idea. Now he can throw hack weight and get 3 with solid contact on the red stone. Only worry is going wide. Okay, the sweepers are on it early. It's all about the weight. It may be light. This is going to be really close on the guard. Oh, and he hit the guard. Oh, my. Yeah. Well, that's a 4-point swing right there. Yeah, it's a 4-point swing. That did not go John's way. So it's going to be 4-2 after 4 ends, I think. 1, 2. Now I'm a little confused because they're going that way. Yeah, they didn't put a score up. Yeah, so I think it's 5-2. Okay, there goes to 2 ends up on the board down there. That makes more sense. So yeah. Oh, that was a big miss there. So John Carelli's in a little bit of a hole now. Got 3 ends left. Just missed that. I mean, it just curled a tiny bit too much and just barely hit his own stone and went out. Okay, over on sheet A, we got a messy house, but AJ Hipius is definitely in the driver's seat, counting 5 right now. Got a whole bunch of red stones in. Oh, yeah. Nada says, I listen to Craig enough on the ice. I don't need to listen to him in the warm room. Actually, it would be cool to have a little booth here. Yeah.
Very cool.
All right, here's AJ's shot. And it appears to be his first shot without the hammer. He is counting 5. It appears he's throwing the draw around the outside. But it may also just be guarding. Yeah, it looks like he's throwing the guard. Yep, he's going to put a high guard up to block some of the runbacks. And he does a nice job of blocking the most obvious runback. It's a good shot.
Oh, no problem, Donnie.
Yeah. I mean, we have your
All right, the draw on sheet C comes in a little bit hot. It's going to end up at the back 12. John Carelli will now try to probably draw underneath the guard. And no, he's gonna put one out in the wings.
Oh, we'll see you later. It's on the windowsill.
So John's called for a draw out in the 8-foot. It's coming in now, but it's a little bit too much. It's going to be swept, maybe swept out the back, or end up as in the 12-foot. Yeah, it's slowed down just enough. It is counting. Mark Longbrake just calls for the draw underneath.
I'll be watching. Not too closely.
Bye, Bobby. Okay, so Mark Longbrake's draw is coming down, but it looks a little toasty again. I think the ice is speeding up pretty quick, and they're taking a little while to adjust to it. He's going to send this right out the back. It could chip on the back one. John Carelli's going to try to get it to just go right by, but it's going to chip, and then not sure what'll happen. Yeah, okay. So not clear who's counting now. John's taking a look at it. He could use those. He likes those backers. So he's actually going to peel the front guard and leave the front wide open. They were cheering for Dad earlier, but, they get distracted easily. All right, so the peel is accomplished. That red guard is gone. So John's got 2 red stones in the back of the house. He calls to put one in front of John's yellow stone. So it's counting and harder to get rid of. Okay, over on sheet A, got the second to last stone. Carelli's going to put, I said Carelli, AJ Hipius, unfortunately, just chipped in the yellow. He's still counting 2, though. He's still counting 2. So it was only a minor disaster. It took away the huge end. So Longbrake shot comes up a little short. And John Carelli is either counting 1 or 2. I don't know. Take a look at the overhead camera. Yeah, it looks like yellow's counting. So John's going to draw one in underneath that red one that they just left up there. And hopefully be sitting 2. 2 or 3 would put him right back into this game. Shot's on its way. The hammer is on its. They're getting ready for the hammer over on sheet A. They gotta try to figure a way. Yeah, there is a draw into the 4-foot. They can cut them down to 1. So John's straw is looking pretty good here on sheet C. They're pounding away on it. They're going to get it to the 8-foot, maybe a little deeper. Okay, almost to the 8-foot. Oh boy, that's close. No, yeah, it's only number 3. Yeah, they needed a couple more inches. All right, here comes the draw on sheet A. Trying to cut AJ down. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit hot. And this is going to give AJ 2 reds. It's going to sweep that right out. Okay, so Mark Longbrake's drawing underneath the guards here. It's on its way. He wants to bury this and be counting. And it's actually looking pretty good. It looks a little wide, though. I don't think it's going to bury. Oh, I just goofed up. I had the wrong. You can yell at me later. I had the wrong. Well, I had the other end up. We're kind of getting out of sync. They're so far out of sync that I may actually switch over to the 6-house view so that doesn't happen. Carelli is drawing for 2 here. I mean, he's trying to set up, be counting 2. That's what his call is. They're out in the weeds. They got to sweep really hard. And they are. They may be able to get this all the way in to be counting. It's going to be close, though. It's slowing down. Yeah, they got it. So, Carelli, I believe, is now counting 2, but it is exposed. He did leave a hit and roll.
There's another virgin, but that's a different one.
So, Mark Longbrake going for the hit and roll here. Barbroni's shot is on its way. Question is whether it's going to curl enough. No, he's going to hit the opposite side and roll out, or just wiggle a little bit. Oh, and it's going to jam on the back red. Oh, so Carelli gets a break there and is now counting 2, I believe. I don't know. I'm not going to call it. That might be a measurement. Yeah. It's just, you can't tell. So what we're trying to figure out here. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at this, and you can see the back red and yellow. It's very difficult. The other yellow on the back 12 is actually the number 1 stone. And in fact, the yellow up front is also very close. We could have 3 stones that need to be measured here. Carelli's trying. I'm going to leave with this view here. He's got a draw coming in. And he's trying to draw in. He'd like to be under the guards, but certainly wants this one to be counting. They're sweeping hard. It's a little bit light. I don't know if they're going to make it. They're all 3 hammering away on it. It's going to end up in the 12-foot, in the 8-foot, and he's got it. So he is counting, but it is actually not bad, because if they take that out, then we could have 4 stones that need to be measured. Okay, let's go back to the full view so we can see this shot coming in on sheet A. It's going to tap into the guard, just be 2 centerline guards. So AJ is now up 5-3 on sheet A against Earl Conrad. John Carelli has a chance to score big here on sheet C. Just depends on how this last couple stones go. Earl Conrad trying to shut him down. Sheet A, what looks to be a takeout on its way. Did I miss the guard? Nope, it took out the guard, which actually, they have to go back? No. Oh, it hit his own guard. It doesn't matter. Okay, here comes the shot. He may get the back one, though. No. Oh, and he does. He got a little chip on the back yellow, so that helps him. In fact, he moved the red. Now, well, the yellow is still definitely counting. So yellow is number 1 and number 2, and it's not clear whether yellow is 3. Yeah, there's a lot of hmms on this sheet, right on sheet C right now. All right, Earl Conrad's trying to draw in underneath his guard. He's got out front now on sheet A. Trying to mount a comeback. And he's got a nice looking draw coming in. It's going to draw. Will it curl enough to bury? I don't think so, but it is going to be in the top of the house. Oh, it ends up just one stone short. John Carelli's calling for the draw to the 8-foot in underneath the guards. He'd like to be buried, so he's got a really good chance at 2 or maybe 3. This is his first stone. This is his first stone with the hammer. Hey, Jeff Robert's throwing over on sheet A. He appears to be just throwing the draw around those top 2 guards. It looks heavy, but they're sweeping it, so it's out wide a little bit, so they think it's going to curl. They're just sweeping to get around the guard. They can take out the back yellow, but I think they're just going to slide right by. All right, so here comes Carelli with a draw. He's trying to draw in through the port. 2 or 3. Certainly 2. Maybe 3. Here comes Carelli's draw shot. It's got to curl a bit, but it will on this line. They're sweeping hard now. In fact, it may over curl. They're really pounding it. It's going to be close, but I think they're going to clip the red. Oh, this could hurt. Doink. Oh, and it took away that front. Oh, wow. So yellow is only counting 1 right now, and it's exposed. Oh, John. John's been a little snake bit today. Yeah, just missing shots. He's only 1 right now. And if they take this out, red will be sitting 1. If they get the hit and roll, they'll be sitting 2. So Mark Longbrake going to take out the number 1 stone, the counting stone. If he comes in on the inside of it, he could be sitting 2, but he's wide actually. And he's gonna actually do a little bouncing around. Who knows what's gonna happen? This could jam on the back. And there it goes. And it goes, and it goes right through. So actually they do get rid of it. And they bump the other yellow back, so that turns. Red is now counting 3. Yeah, John went from possibly getting 3 to now staring down 3. And he's got another big swing. Yeah, so he's got to draw for 1. Stay in this game. Earl Conrad's Vice's second shot is on its way, looking to come down and park it on the button or freeze on the back red. Bumping the red out also is not bad. That looks like it's going to be, it's a little wide. He's going to just tickle the red, if anything. So another missed shot there. So AJ has an opportunity to guard that back red and set up a possible steal. Here comes John's draw for 1. Line looks good. Weight's a little heavy. Yeah. This is going to go right out the back. So Mark Longbrake is going to jump out to a really big lead here. Boy, that in turned around so fast. Yeah. There may still be a measurement on this, because the back red and the front yellow are close. I think 2 red are obvious, but the other 2 they're probably going to measure. They're going back and forth looking at it. Yeah, it looks like they're going to possibly measure a couple of them. Let's switch over here and you see them looking at it right from right above the stones, going back and forth, trying to decide. Okay, they're moving that one, so they're going to measure. They're going to measure two of them. Yeah, they gave them the two red. They're going to measure for the third red. Okay, I'm going to go back to the full view of three sheets here on warm room side. And we got a little run back going on here, and it's not going to be enough. I think it was actually a draw that curled too much. So AJ is counting on. Okay, let's watch the measurement over here on sheet C. Here comes the tool with the little pivot right in the center. And they'll adjust the micrometer so that they can measure the stones. So there's a little cantilever device that bumps into the stones and measures a deflection of the cantilever, and it will measure to the. Yep, they're going to have to adjust the slider base so that it doesn't run into the rock. And take it back off the ice, and yeah, they got to move the bottom part there. There, they figured it out. Meanwhile, over on sheet A, AJ is getting ready to throw his first shot without hammer. All right, so now they're getting close to the measurement, but we want to see AJ's shot, so we'll switch back over. AJ's calling for the draw to be counting two. He wants this to be buried behind the guards in the 8-footer all the way to the 4-foot. Just wants to be in front of the tee line. Okay, AJ's shot is on its way. The measurement is still in progress. And here comes AJ's shot. It's going to be a little bit light. Okay, and so here they are still in the measurement. They're figuring out what the deflection is on the red stone. We had a zoom on this camera. I could zoom right in on the dial, but now they'll spin it around and see how much the Yellowstone deflects. And it looks to me like the Yellowstone was closer. Yeah, and Bob kicked the Yellowstone in, so I think that was it. All right, let's go back here. So I believe that means it was 2 red. That's still a nice, healthy 7-2 lead for Mark Longbrake after 6 in. So John's got a big hill to climb, but not done yet. He needs to put a 3 spot up here to climb back into it. Longbrake will be putting stones in the house. He's still calling for the center line guard. Would not be unreasonable to put one, just start putting them in the house. But okay, we're going to stay with the sheet A view here. You can see them coming out on sheet B, or sheet C, I mean. Earl Conrad's first shot with hammer is on the way. It looks like he's trying to do a little bit of a run back thing. And boom. And he just chips it, so okay. And we have a shot on sheet C, which is called corner guard. It's looking pretty nice. It just slides into the house, so they'll immediately call for the takeout. It's Go back over and watch AJ's shot, though. Well, looks like who's going to throw first? Okay, so sheet C is on its way, so we'll switch back over. See if this oh no, this is wide.
Hello.
Going to end up, it's not heavy enough either. All right, it's going to end up right in front of the yellow, just chipping it. Oh, it missed. And it's going to go through. Here comes AJ's shot. AJ's trying to get counting too here by drawing through that port. Oh, and he's going to chip the yellow in. Uh-oh. Okay, no harm done except he opened it up. He did open it up. Over on sheet C, John Carelli calls for the draw underneath the red guard. Shot's on its way. Needs to curl a bunch. There it goes. Got plenty of weight. And they're sweeping it a little bit, but this guy, it's there. That's a beautiful shot. Top four. Slightly buried. They can still see half of it, so they can go after it. All right, the shot decision has been made on sheet A. I'm guessing they're going to come right through the port and take the red out. This is the hammer on sheet A. Okay, we'll stay for this with Bob Roney's shot on its way. And he's, oh no, do we have another field goal? We do. Yep, I'll miss there. So Carelli's got an opportunity to build a good house. Let's watch this takeout shot. Earl Conrad going to come right through the port and bump the red. In fact, if he shoots it straight back, he gets 4. So this is a big shot here on sheet A. This is a big shot because he would jump out into the lead on this shot. The sweepers are completely off of it. And there, oh, boink, hit the guard. Well, another 4-point swing in one shot. Actually, it was a 5-point swing because if he chipped the red out, he would have gotten 5. Yeah, so that was a big shot there. He just missed a little bit wide and hit the guard. So AJ gets another one, steals one, and goes up 6-3 with 2 ins to go, I believe. Okay, let's switch over real quick and watch a shot coming in here, and that's okay. Bump the yellow back, and Carelli's counting 3. He would have preferred that not expose it. Doesn't take a Longbrake long to decide to just take that counting yellow stone out. He gets a little roll, then he'll be buried nicely. And they're sweeping hard to hold it, and I think they're gonna get the hit. And oh, no roll. Okay, so yeah, I actually needed to let that curl a little bit, but sometimes you get so worried about losing it that you just sweep away. And see if John Carelli can pull off the hit and roll. Brian Tully's in the hack. Tully's shot is on its way. It looks to be a little wide. It's going to have to curl. He may end up hiding underneath the other yellow one, rolling off to the right. Oh boy, are they going for the tick? Oh, they got the tick. They got the tick and got the takeout. Yeah, right. Nothing like a well-executed plan B. That's when you're in the house judging the line. You got to be ready to do that because if you know the shot's going to miss, and it was definitely going to go sailing right through if they didn't have that tick. So that was a good call.
Yeah. Right. That one I want to be like.
Okay, given that big yawn, it's time for me to wander over and get some caffeine. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
What do you want to say? Carmen.
Diet Coke.
So, at the Met? Yeah. And with caffeine?
Diet Coke.
With caffeine?
Silver. Yes.
Ice?
No. I forgot to mute the ice, so you all get to hear me order a Diet Coke.
Suddenly there was
No,
a big
it's
puddle
not-
there.
No, it's coming back.
It is coming back?
Yeah.
No.
I like to send Craig emails about water on the floor every once in a while. I had to go over to the phone with
All right, what did I miss? I see Carelli's counting 3 again. That last stone looks like it went a little bit deeper than he wanted it to because it leaves the hit and roll. I take that back. He's only counting 2 right now. There's a biting red on the back left 12 foot. Oh, so Barbaroni's going to take out that stone biting the 4 foot. At least that's the intent. She's got the line, but does she have the weight? You know, it's starting to curl too. It was slow enough that it really curled a lot. I think it's going to miss. Little tap. Carelli sweeping it out. Oh, yeah, he got rid of it. He's got a decision here. Just draw one in and save the takeout on that red one for later. Put one in the 12 foot over on this side here, yeah. The perfect shot here would be biting a 12 foot so that if they hit it, they're not counting, but it's out counting the red biter off to the left. That would be the perfect shot. Anything that guards the draw line is doing some good. And she looks like she's a little wide, actually. And he actually changed the shot on me because he was pointing on the other side. So it looks like they're actually playing to tap their Yellowstone up. And they're going to hit the guard in the front. Oops. Yeah, that was interesting. The promote was a good shot. But it was a little narrow and it ended up moving the center line guard. Does open up a straightforward takeout for Mark Longbrake. So his here he comes down the ice, and they are indeed set up for the simple takeout. AJ's going for a takeout over on sheet A, so and this is Jeff Roberge, I think, has his shot. Lots of sweeping going on sheet A. And, oh, they got it. Good sweep. Long break shot is on its way. They like it. The sweepers are on it now, though. He's got to be careful. This could over curl on him. Yeah, it's curling quite a bit. He's going to get contact. And he's going to lose his shooter, though. Almost got the sneaky double. All right, so got the peel. So now it's John Carelli's first shot without the with the hammer. He really needs to get 2 or 3 here. He definitely got a chance at 2. And the 3 is still definitely possible if he buries one here. He's actually talking about splitting the house. Yeah, if that red one way out on the wings was easier to get to, I would like the splitting the house more. But I think he has switched back to the draw underneath the guard. It's a good shot. So I don't know if he's actually thinking about splitting the house. I think he's just talking about where to put the broom. Over on sheet A, we got an obvious takeout in the offing. It's whizzing down the ice, but they are sweeping to hold it. And they got it. Good sweep again. Carelli's on his way, trying to draw underneath the guards. Got to curl quite a bit. It actually looks a little light, and the sweepers know it, and they're pounding away on it now, all the way down the ice, before they even come into view. They're working hard. Looks like they've got it. Actually, they got to go. Got to go, and they got it in there nicely. It's not going to completely bury. It's going to be slightly buried. I think a right-hander will have no problem getting this Yellowstone. Pretty important shot here, though. They need to make this. If they don't, Carelli's got a chance to crawl back into the game. In sheet B, we got a crash on the front guard. First shots by the Vice without hammer. Is that right, or is it? Yeah. Okay, so Mark Longbrake is going to try to simply take the red stone out. If he comes across the face, he could actually bury his stone and be in a good situation. He's got to make sure he gets the takeout. That's the critical part here. He's a little wide, but they're sweeping, so they think it's going to curl enough. I think actually they should come off. Now they're off. Now they're back on. Now they're off. That's always a good sign when you see the sweepers kind of feathering it. All right, so John's going to have an open hit for 2. I guess the Gonzo in off for 3 is just not in the cards. Yeah, it's hit and stick for 2. Over on sheet A, got another takeout on its way. And a takeout on sheet C. We got dueling takeouts. 2 stones on the way. And the sheet A takeout is going to happen first. And it's, and he got rid of one of them, but not 2 of them. And the takeout was successful on sheet C also. I take that back. John needed to stay, and he spilled out, so he came across the face a little too much. And only got, I believe, he got 1. So. All right. So it is after the 7th in, it is 7-3. So Mark Longbrake clearly in the driver's seat. He'll likely be throwing stones through the house. We'll see. Likewise, AJ Hipius is in the driver's seat over on sheet A. Yeah, he's sitting 1 right now, and it's wide open, but he is going to guard it. All right, so over on sheet C, they're starting the last in, and Carelli's putting up a nice tight center guard. That's a beauty. Let's take a look at that, just because it's pretty. Right there. That is a center line guard. Here we have with AJ Hipius is trying to guard his 1 point. And it's going to actually be a little hot, so he should switch to the bump. Get some separation here. Send it straight back. And that leaves a double. In fact, that leaves a double for... Is this the hammer? No, but yellow does have the hammer. So they certainly want to be doubling these guys out. Over on sheet C, the shot for a corner guard was a little heavy and slid through the back of the house. So John Carelli immediately calls to put another center line guard up. And he wants a high guard and a tight guard to increase the probability of steals. He only has to steal 4. In other words, it's a pretty desperate situation. But you never know.
That's a good game.
All right, so his shot for he's trying to put 2 guards up here, and it's got to curl a bit, but it's going to be a guard. Here it comes. Well, it's getting exactly what he wanted: high guard and a tight in a low guard. So that was a good shot. Back over on sheet A. I thought they were going to go for the straight takeout, but this does not have enough energy on it for the takeout. In fact, that slides into the back of the house and misses, and so AJ's got a real opportunity here. Longbrake's trying to draw in, but he's going to come up just short and bump the guard. Okay. So AJ's counting 2, wants to put a guard up in front of those 2. Looks like sheet C is going to be on its way before AJ. So we'll switch over to this. John Carelli calling for the draw in to probably to the top 4 is what he wants. Love to be buried. The sweepers are on it hard for line. As soon as they get around that guard, they need to come off. There they come off. Yeah, maybe a little too hot. Yep, it's going to slide right out the back. They had to sweep to keep from hitting the guards. All right, so here comes AJ on sheet A, trying to guard his 2 counting red stones. I take it back. I look back over there, and they're just going to take the yellow stone out. That's the call. Oh, what is he doing? Okay, so the call was for the guard, but he's going to slide right into the... He's going to have 3 stones in the house. So it's possible he just called for the pile 'em in the house approach. Little bump up over here on sheet A. This is he just bumped the red in, and he is counting, but it is exposed, and John calls for the hit and roll immediately. So we'll stay with this nice overhead view of sheet C for this hit and roll attempt. AJ and company are having a long discussion. Actually, it's Earl and company having the discussion, trying to decide what to do with AJ's 3 red stones. Okay, so here comes Brian Tully's shot for the hit and roll on sheet C. Looks like they need to sweep to get the hit. It's coming in now. It's actually a little too tight, and they're going to go for the draw, and it's going to stop, but will it be counting? It's going to be close. Oh, it's really close. I have no idea. I guess I would guess yellow, but it's behind the tee line, so Longbrake can just draw down to it. Let's go back over here. Okay, I'm actually going to switch to the both house views because we have the teams are kind of out of sync with each other, and this way you can see both shots. All All right, over on sheet A, the hit is coming down. It's going to hit. Oh, and it definitely got rid of one of them and two of them. Nice double on sheet A. That was a good shot. Sheet C, we got the draw coming in also very nicely. So Longbrake pretty much putting the hammer down on Carelli. Carelli's kind of running out of stones here. Technically not dead yet, but looking like it may be over. Hey, they're pushing the stones off on sheet A. I believe that AJ got one, so he's up 7-3. And AJ is calling for the center line guard, although I think I'd just be throwing it through. John Carelli calling for the draw. He's absolutely has to put this in the house. And here it comes. They're sweeping hard. They got the hit and roll. They're going to bump their back one, so they've got two stones in play. Only one of them is the number one stone. Then red is 2 and 3. Yeah, the draw shot down to that yellow stone is there. Mark Longbrake looking to finish this one off with this shot here if he puts this in the house counting. He might be shaking. Well, Barbaroni's shot is on its way. It looks a little toasty, actually. They could do the hit and roll off their own stone. It's starting to curl. Yeah, it's going to hit the back yellow, which is fine. Oh, look at that shot. What a gorgeous shot. Yep, yes. And the small cheering section is very happy for Dad.
I was talking about
So John Carelli trying to get something in here to have some chance of scoring. Looks like he's a little wide. He's going to be trying to do a hit and roll off the red one, but he's just going to, yeah, gets the hit and the roll. Actually, that was a beautiful shot. A nice hit and roll, and he's counting. So he just needs to figure out some way to pull off a miracle to get rid of all those redstones. Judging from John's smile and discussion with the other vice, he knows it's over with, or with his vice, he knows it's over with. But he's finishing up, bringing the stones back in a orderly fashion. Technically, if you're mathematically eliminated, you're supposed to stop. But he is not mathematically eliminated. He's essentially done, but he still has enough stones to count. And they put the guard up. So now John will throw his first stone. AJ over on sheet A with a comfortable lead. He's already got one. He's got a counter in the back of the house. He's just probably throwing to draw one in here. No real reason to put guards up. Just pile them in the house. And it looks like he's going to get that. If he gets, oh no, whoops, he left two nice guards up front. So. Britt Bisson is in the house.
Getting ready for the 12 o'clock.
Yep. These two are essentially over with, but they're playing. They're bringing the rocks home. Let's see. Is there a miracle shot here? Yeah, he could hit that front red on the inside, and then hit the other red on the inside. Just nip both of them, and end up getting rid of two of them. But then he would probably lose his yellow, and he can't afford that. So. John is playing for the for honor here, just to say, yes, I can make these shots. All right, he's on the way. Looks like might be a little wide though. Yeah, he's a little wide. Will he make contact? Yes, and he pushes the red right to the button. Okay. Yeah. Oops. All right, what's he going to do here? He's going to play to the bitter end. Yeah. All right, over on sheet A, AJ's shot is coming in. Going to bump his front guard and kind of scatter things around a little bit. All right, well, ABC, NBC, and CNN are all calling these races. Actually, they called them a few stones ago. Looks like it's going to be AJ Hipius and Mark Longbrake with the wins in the 4th and 5th event finals here at Nutmeg Curling Club. Earl Conrad trying to make things interesting. I don't think that front yellow one is biting. AJ should just take out that stone. Now AJ's looking at it to see if it is biting. Okay, so here we have John Carelli's last shot. He's going to have to pull off some kind of physics miracle here, which might involve cold fusion and a whole lot of Newtonian dynamics at best, for sure. Yeah. Actually, maybe he should go for some quantum tunneling. He's got to get rid of two red stones that are very, very buried. Yeah, it's going to take some quantum tunneling.
3 times this year we've been in this building. 3 times we put the Chiefs on. Yeah. And they are 0-3.
You need me to leave?
Well, no, the Achilles is next Saturday at the same time. Can I afford to put the Chiefs on the TV?
Yes. Yes.
And we're superstitious bunch of curlers. So I got in my head now that TV is cursed.
I have to say that AJ has made it interesting.
So my wife points out to me this issue.
Earl Conrad needs 4 just to tie it up, but he now has an interesting opportunity to possibly split one in, and put 2 more stones in the house by splitting that. He has to drive his yellow one back into his other yellow one. Yeah. I don't know. He could certainly put the second yellow one in. The problem is he's got 3 stones left. So, all right, here comes Carelli's crazy run back for the whole thing, and he just peels his own stone, and it is over. And we got some shaking going on. Shaking on sheet C. Mark Longbrake wins. The two small talls in the warm room are quite happy. So, an interesting shot over on sheet C. We will now switch to, let's see here. A warm room view from, okay. Yes. Oh, well. On sheet A, he wiggled the red one out of the way, has a yellow one that could be jammed into the other two yellows. So things have gotten interesting on sheet A because
4-point game.
there it is. Oh, the call from the networks may have been too early on sheet A. We have a bit of a possible comeback here. AJ's in a little bit of trouble. So he's just calling for the draw in, I believe. He could possibly. You think AJ's calling for a hit and roll off his own stone? All right.
Yeah, it looks like it. Or he's trying to draw into that port.
Yeah, okay. So AJ's shot is on its way. He needs to bury one to slam the door here. He needs to, otherwise it's getting interesting. Looks like he's going to hit something. Oh, and it's going to run one of the yellows in. This is like, oh my. Yellow is now counting 2. And they got 3 stones left. Everybody's clapping for the teams coming off of sheet C. Okay, so Earl Conrad's shot is on its way down the ice. He's trying to put another one in the house. They're sweeping really hard, and it looks like they're going to get it in, and it may actually be counting, and it is counting, and yellow is sitting 3. And all they have to do is get one more stone in the house. Now, and that was a good shot because AJ can take it out, though. But he cannot be counting after that, so they'll still be counting 2, whatever he does.
Good job, Ty.
So AJ's looking at the possibilities and trying to figure out the best way to get rid of this yellow stone and which way he wants to roll. He's definitely in a little bit of a pickle here. Both skips have 2 stones left. AJ without the hammer has a staring at 3 yellow counting stones. A simple takeout on the first one, but it is getting a little complicated.
The path to 4 is very difficult.
See, this is yeah. All right, so AJ's shot is on its way. Lots of weight. He's going to do some damage with this stone. Things are going to be moving around. Oh, he just chipped it and he didn't get rid of it, and he opened it up.
And pushed it under cover.
Oh my. We're possibly looking at an extra in final here. It's a real possibility right now. Yellow is counting 3 and it's an open draw for 4. Oh.
I can't keep my mouth shut on this. This is just too good.
Okay, so Britt Bisson is going to be joining me for a couple stones, 3 stones worth of color commentary.
I mean, this is just too good of an ending for me to not jump in on. I mean, I look back at that shot by AJ, and honestly, what I would have done, I would have guarded. I would have guarded up that yellow, let him take 3, and walk into the warm room up 7-6.
Yeah, I don't know whether the other yellow could be hit through the port on the other side, because all they got to do is touch it, and they could end up splitting them in, splitting the other yellow. So
a big draw here for Earl. If he can get this in and under cover, or put it right back in the same spot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting shot. I think the best shot is to just draw it in under cover and put it in the 4-foot.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's think about
Yeah.
it. He puts it in the exact same spot, and AJ nails the takeout. Now the shot is blocked for his 4th shot.
Yeah.
His final shot.
Mm-hmm. But then he just has to draw in for 4 on the other side. Or
The other side.
The other side is tough, though. It's out there in the weeds.
It's the harder shot.
Yeah. Okay. It's got plenty of weight. They're sweeping it pretty hard, though. I think they need to be careful.
I think they're trying to bend it.
Yeah, they're trying to bury it.
Oh, it's not as
He's
heavy as you
definitely.
thought.
Oh, no, it's not. Oh, but it is a biter. I think. Okay, we're going to go walk down and take a look at the screen. Okay. Going to walk down here and take a look at the screen from above. See if it's a biter. Oh. From the screen, it doesn't look to be, but the cameras do lie at this angle, so it might be a biter. But it does leave AJ. If AJ can hit that hard, he could actually get rid of 2 stones, and then he'd be okay. But if he misses, it could be bonus curling time. Actually, we are now looking at the possibility of them scoring 5 if he misses, and that could be it. Well, the networks had called this game earlier, and they're all retracting their call. Yeah, all of a sudden, it's a tight race. Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What do you do here? Do you prefer the hit, or do you just try to outdraw him and make
Well,
sure he can't get the 4?
it's all about what you're feeling, because the draw's clearly there, and that appears to be that's what they're calling is the draw. But I'll tell you, you missed the draw, and you could be losing the game, not just tying. Well, this is definitely the shot of the match. No, he's going for the draw. Oh, he's got a lot of weight on that.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. He looks like he's a little heavy.
Oh, boy, I think he's thrown it through. Yep. This is going to slide right through the house.
Oh, wait, look at this turn. It's going to hit that yellow, I think.
Oh, it ticked it, but no, it's still going to go right there. And he may have bumped it in. He may have made it a biter.
Earl has a shot.
And I think he's already counting 4. I may be a biter.
Here's what we know. He's got 3.
He's got
a shot for 4, and he might have a biter for 5.
They're wondering
Yeah.
about the bite. I think he's got a split.
No, they need to decide.
I think it's not a biter.
Yeah.
I think the shot is the same regardless.
Well,
unless you're
no.
going to try and wiggle it in.
What you do, any contact on that front one scores, and you got your tie. So you go for the split. You go for the split and the wind. Because any contact, you've got your tie.
See, I'm looking at it differently. Maybe it's just the way I like to look at it. I would just take the draw, get something in the rings, and guarantee me a tie. I'd rather come down to a measure. And then tell me that stone's not out, I'll take my extra in.
Yeah, this game could be determined by the biter bar.
Yeah.
I've seen games determined by the,
Oh, yeah. During our recent club challenge, I had a tie that was determined by a biter.
by the biter.
And it
Yeah.
required the bar.
Well, AJ's definitely not liking this situation here.
AJ's body language is very.
Yeah, he had command of the game pretty much so all the way, and yeah, we've all been there. All right, Conrad's shot is on the way. He's not going for the tap. He's just throwing a straight draw. This ends up short. It could be interesting.
I think it might actually be a little lighter than you
It
want.
is light, and they are pounding it. And I don't. Yeah,
I think he's got it.
it's close. It's
They're
close.
sweeping like
Oh,
crazy.
he's gonna hit. He's gonna get the guard. He's gonna bump it in for the tie, and we are tied. Bonus
You
curling.
know what? Now we don't have to measure anything.
That's right.
We don't have to
Yeah.
wonder. Let's just do it again.
What time is it? Oh, okay.
Almost time for Craig to get ready to go curl. He's got to play in the main event final. So as you can clearly see from the overhead, it is 4 yellow, and we are tied at 7 after 8. So we are going to go to our main extra end.
Wow.
Throw them back.
So an extraordinary. Yeah, they should push them down, but whatever. 4-stone score in the 8th inning to tie it up.
It's an exciting one. Yeah, no, and I had said that was a possibility.
Then she'll just fall on
I
your
don't know.
head.
That was. I kind of split the difference.
Trying to set up
Okay.
cameras here for this last end so that we can get on. Okay. All right, so we're going to play an extra end of curling here to determine the Ardsley Nutmeg final over here on sheet A. And that is, I believe, the 5th event final. So the 5th event final will come down to an extra end. You're going to hear a lot of chatter in the warm room right now as both the players and the fans start filing in for our 12 p.m. final. We will sign off briefly, but at 12 p.m. we will have Adams versus Zakin over on sheet A in the 3rd event final. Rimkus versus Mooney over on sheet C in the 2nd event final. And then our main event final will be Galagos versus Miller. Should be all entertaining matches across the board, and I'll be here to bring them to you. We have our first shot over here by Team Conrad. And it's a nice guard off the center line. I called this match yesterday. This is the second time AJ and Earl have had the opportunity their teams have had the opportunity to play each other. And I called the match yesterday. It was a very entertaining match then too. Not quite this close on the scoreboard, but it was really fun to watch. And this one's just been really, really entertaining. So AJ's first stone is going to reach the house. So he gets a corner shot up in the 12-foot. Quite corner, but pretty close. Want to thank everybody who has taken the time to join us today. We're glad to bring this match to you. Don't forget, we will have the 12 p.m. 3-event finals happening around noontime. But for now, we're finishing up the 5th event. So Earl manages to put up a guard, and AJ puts his first shot into the house. I muted you. All right, Mr. Stephan has rejoined us. I muted his mic while he was away. Thank you for coming back. Absolutely. And the second shot from Earl's team ends up in the back 12, maybe just biting the 8-foot. So that's a shot rock at the moment, but still, so early on, everything is wide open. Yeah, that guard is close enough to the center that he can get a very solid 8-foot and be under full guard. Absolutely.
which is not the worst thing in the world, because if he can still win the race to that corner into the 8-foot, that's just more protection. Gives him a wider margin of error there. But Earl's going to try and take away that middle right away. Yes, so if you see a gentleman walking with bagpipes, that's not a trick of the cameras. This is just where he goes to warm up. Here comes the shot by Earl's team. Melissa. And this looks like it's going to be a nice guard. Yep, right on the center. Yeah, that's right in the center line. It's almost dead even with the other guard, so it's just a really good spot. There's still a port there, but it's much more narrow than it was a moment ago. So he's going to try and shoulder down. I don't dislike that call. I like that call a great deal. I would prefer to come behind my own guards on the other side, but with Earl putting that guard up the way he did, it makes it much more difficult, so I like this call a lot. So here comes the shot from Jeff Roberget. Really what it comes to, yeah. And it looks, is it going to get by the yellow guard? It is, but how deep is it going to go? It's not going to go as deep as they wanted. Don't think he got a bite, but it's close. Very close. Oh, you're still muted. Push that button in. Yeah, you just push it. Yeah. There it is. Now you're live.
Okay.
Okay, so poor Mr. Stefan has been giving some excellent commentary, which we've missed. I apologize.
That's okay. Yep, I'm back.
Now he's here.
Well, since I called the games earlier and thought it was over with, it's probably good I got muted a little bit. It's like punishment. For all three networks had called the games for AJ and for Earl Conrad with a very impressive comeback, scored 4. So they actually have not put up on the scoreboard, but it actually is 7-7.
Correct.
After 7, 7-7-7.
And I didn't see exactly what just happened on Earl's last shot, which I believe was.
It came up short.
Came up short. I saw him kicked it to the back, so I knew it wasn't in play.
Oh no, it went through. It went through.
Okay.
Okay, so now Now AJ's going after that one out there on the outside. Got plenty of weight. Their sweepers are off it. Oh, now they're on it. Gotta get nice. I'd like to get him. Oh, he chipped the guard.
He nicked the guard, and now the center is formally mucked up.
Yep. Now the race for the 4-foot is officially commenced.
Oh yeah.
Whoever can hide behind those two, and they're set up in a way that it's really hard to run either one of them back, so they're good guards to hide behind.
And the angle is ideal for the way that Earl is trying to come right now.
Depending on what happens with this shot, if this shot is not, AJ may consider just blowing those guards up. Get the center open and give himself that last shot. Again, he's playing for 1. He just needs to make sure he's got a shot to to score.
Sweepers are just coming off it now.
Oh, this is a good shot. Oh boy, AJ's going to have to sweep this to get it going back a little bit. And he went ahead and left it there to sit on.
I know what I'm saying. I think he could have followed. He's got to follow it now.
Yeah. So the reason why he didn't sweep is now he could just come and sit on that stone and be counting and be pretty good shape. But he's got to make the shot.
You just saw the shot thrown.
I'm going to go down and watch the line.
Yep. So Craig is going to go down and be our roving reporter down behind. I'm sitting behind sheet C. Comes a shot from Danielle Tapper. She's releasing. Weight looks good.
All right, the shot is on its way. They're sweeping really hard. They think it's narrow. It's going to be close, and it's on the guard. All right, so I opened it up a little bit, but it was a little too narrow. But there's still 2 draw lines to the button. Conrad's going to try to shut one of those down.
Right now the count remains at 2 yellow.
Conrad calling for the draw, for the guard on the draw line. The sweepers are on it really hard. Now, if they just draw this right underneath the guard and put it in the house, that's also a great shot. That may have been the call because that's where it's going. It's actually a little bit toasty, so it's going to slightly, oh, let's dig it in nicely. Wow. Okay.
That's a great shot.
That's slightly toasted with a little bit of butter.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like it's going to go farther, but it dug in. So AJ's in a bit of a pickle. Now, I tell you, I think AJ should take that. I think he should peel the guard. The draw's there, but he's got to play for the last shot. So he's probably trying to pick the one off the button off, and he'll take the. Oh, he's way wide. So it came plan B, plan C.
They got the back.
Okay. There's still this draw too. They only have to bump it a couple stones.
Earl's going to try to guard again, it looks like.
All right, the warm room's getting a little bit noisy as the 12 p.m. finalists are showing up.
I'm going to go put on appropriate shoes. And
Looks like we're probably going to be starting a little bit late.
What happens when you're the ice crew and the person making your ham?
The ice crew is starting to get ready to prep the ice for the finals at noon.
The Piper is sitting out there waiting
I'll
patiently.
check. Make sure there's some quiche left.
Piper is the best seat in the house right now.
So Conrad is going to put up a guard here.
Will you save that for Danielle?
Yeah.
Save a slice for Danielle?
This is definitely a guard shot by him. He's just trying to block AJ from getting messing up
So,
anything he's set
yeah,
up.
I'll do one. No, we need 2 flags.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard, so I'll do
Okay, so Conrad's first shot without hammer is on its way, and he's trying to guard his 2 that are counting. He's quite wide, actually. A little bit of a slip there. I don't think it's going to come back that much. It's going to end up. This could actually hog. It's out in the weeds, and it's digging in. Yeah, he had a little slip coming out of the hack, so.
So here's another opportunity for AJ to get in there and kind of move some stuff around. Trying to figure out if he can come straight at that stone. I don't think he can. Craig, does he have a line of sight, do you think, on that stone? I don't know if you can hear me.
Come around and bump it. Come around and bump it.
Yeah, I don't think you can get a straight shot.
Yeah, and if you peel the front guard, fine. You still got your last shot. So they've got to draw, Brett, either way, around the left side of the guard, around the right side of the guard.
So what is all the discussion at this point, right?
They're trying to decide which way to go. The left side is slightly more accessible to the stone that's on the button. But the right side gives you the opportunity to sneak in there and just, well, chip it out, but it's tough.
Heavy draw time.
I still wonder whether you should just peel the guard.
No, I'm doing
So they've decided
All
on the
right,
shot.
AJ's made his decision. He's going to go around the right side of the guard.
I did the big spin the last 2 years.
Just needs to bump that yellow stone back a couple stones, but it's pretty tight. Now, if the angle freezes on it, that also would work, because that would give him a shot for the last one where he just hits his own stone. So an angle freeze also works.
So there's a lot of options here. There's a lot of things that can go right with this shot for AJ. Craig's got the line ball on this one.
All right, so AJ's shot is on its way. Got plenty of weight, I think. It's a little narrow. He may end up chipping the guard out. Yeah, they got to sweep. He's going to hit the guard. They got to sweep it to make sure it peels it. Now sweep it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so he opened it up. So they got to put a good guard up here, or leave. If they leave the shot open, then AJ, all he'd have to do is hit and stick. So this is a big shot here for Conrad. He's got to put the guard up.
A
little bit loose on that last shot, so. All right, so Earl Conrad throwing the guard to set up for the win. It's counting 2 right now. The sweepers are on it hard. It's got to curl a bit. It should.
Should be in the house.
It's looking pretty good. Now the question is whether it might over curl. And it's coming into the house. Oh boy. That's a good shot. Shot.
The line is there now.
Wow.
Even if AJ
Okay.
hits and sticks, even if he doubles, he's not going to be shot rock. AJ
Yeah.
has a decision to make.
So AJ's got to try to figure out how to get in there. I don't think he can get enough energy to chip the one out. And unfortunately, the angle raise on his other red is tough because of the high guard. So he's calling for the draw. I don't see how he wins with this.
He's got to be thinking he can get a better piece of the ball.
I mean,
that makes sense.
That was a beautiful draw. Then the last shot, it's like a counting guard, and it made it really tough. Conrad comes roaring back in the last final end and in this end here for the bonus end.
So here comes the last shot from AJ Hipius. This is the hammer. This is the turn of the match.
Okay, AJ to try to pull it out. Shot's on its way.
Sweepers are going on it very hard.
Yeah, he's going to chip it and then roll away. Yep, all right, and Earl Conrad completes the fearsome comeback, getting 4 in the 8th and then more than 1 in the extra end. And that's it. The game is over.
Okay, and so we are going to take
So
a brief
stay
break.
tuned, probably about 12:10 where the other finals will start. They got to prep the ice, and we all have to be piped out onto the ice.
And
I'm
will
going
be
to
back
turn it
bring
over
that
to our
action, so we will see you in about
Brett
15 to 20
Bisson for the
minutes.
call.
Yep, thank you so much, Craig, and we will see you guys in a few minutes. Congratulations to Team Conrad on winning the 5th event. See you soon.